awkwardly. It was the best thing about Griffin, and also the worst. Griffin Bing was the man with the plan.
Maybe the other kids wanted to come, but they were scared,
Ben suggested.
Of what?
Griffin challenged.
Dust? The rain? A whole night with no TV? This house is supposed to be haunted,
Ben insisted.
You know the rumors. What rumors?
Griffin scoffed.
How do you think it got abandoned in the first place? Old man Rockford was in jail for cutting up his wife with a chainsaw. That's what Darren said.
When's the last time Darren said anything that's been worth the air it took to blow it out of his big fat head? Griffin exploded. He also says he's distantly related to the Rockfords, with no proof whatsoever. Besides, they didn't even have chainsaws back in Old Man Rockford's time.
They had railroads, though, Ben noted. According to Marcus, the real murder weapon was a railway spike pounded into her skull.
Griffin wasn't buying it. He's just pulling your chain. You know how he loves messing with people.
But Pitch doesn't, and you know what she heard? The house is haunted by the spirit of a dog that the old man brought home from Europe after World War I. Or maybe it wasn't a dog.
Griffin rolled his eyes. Then what was it, a Komodo dragon? Ben shrugged.
Nobody knows, but just a few days after it got to town, pets started disappearing. At first, it was just little kittens and puppies, but pretty soon, full-grown St. Bernards were vanishing into thin air. And there were bones buried all around the house. Only Rockford wasn't feeding his dog any bones.
A flash of lightning cast strange, angular shadows through the boarded-up windows. Ben paused to let his story sink in.
The townspeople took the law into their own hands. They put rat poison inside a big steak and left it on the doorstep. It never occurred to them that if an evil spirit could live inside a dog, it could live inside something else too, like a house.
He peered around at the shadowed walls, as if expecting to see something supernatural and hideous coming through.
Oh, come on.
Griffin refused to be shaken.
There's no such thing as a haunted house. Well, Marcus heard the same story,
Ben said with a sniff. No, he didn't, Griffin reminded him. He heard the one about the railway spike.
He heard both, and so did Savannah. Only in her version, it wasn't a dog, it was a baby.
Why would the townspeople poison a baby?
They didn't. It got carried off by a chicken hawk, but the baby's ghost put a curse on the house to take back all the years it never got to live. There was this schoolteacher, the first non-Rockford ever to live here. No one saw her again after the day she moved in. Or maybe they did. People talked about an old woman peering out an attic window. But here's the thing. That schoolteacher was only 23.
A gust of wind blew through the eaves, and an unearthly moaning sound echoed around them. Ben's head retreated, turtle-like, into his collar, and even Griffin paled a little.
No offense, Ben, but shut up. You're starting to creep me out.
Griffin panned the crumbling walls with his flashlight.
It's almost 11. Nobody's coming.
Gutless wonders.
It's the railway spike, said Ben nervously. That's gotta be a splitting headache. Literally.
Griffin spread out his bedroll and lay back, standing his flashlight on its base like a miniature floor lamp.
Let's try to get some sleep. The sooner the sun rises, the sooner we can get out of this rat trap. Maybe we can leave now, Ben suggested hopefully. Since nobody else came, they'll never know that we weren't here all night.
Griffin was horrified.
You mean back down?